Vampire? Yikes. As we see here, Vampiro, our newest signing. Vampiro spent years wrestling lucha in Mexico, where known as Canadian Vampire. So let's examine his profile a little bit as we view him out of the Canada Black stable, which you can see along the far right, basically to the right of the profile. So, closer look at this Canadien. If you go down the middle of his profile, you'll eventually get to finishing move, nail in the coffin. Can hardly wait. See if I can pick that out. He also has at the bottom there Tiger Driver. So that's pretty cool. A couple things to try to identify. On the right side there, salary. Gets paid a little more than $2,000. Very reasonable. He's used to matching a hardcore style. So that presumably will change to strong over time. Popularity S in America. Very cool. We should draw some good crowds for us. So I wonder what that high, super high level of popularity means. Is he feared as a dark, undead menace and might be booed? Or would he be revered and cheered for being just a really cool guy? Cool gimmick. So, as is the case with a lot of new signings, I mean, it seems like we hardly get anything in the middle. Either when we get a new sign, either it's S trust and they're just super happy to be here, or it's D trust. They're just like, I don't know, I'll be here, but we'll see how it goes. So, let's see what I can do to make him glad he joined up with us. So since we established he's got Mexican background, who better to team him up with than an actual Mexican? Someone he might be friends with from down there. As we move to match 1 for the DFW, Dramatic Fight Wrestling Tag Team Championship. So Mexico Miguel will partner up with Vampiro as they challenge the Hitman, the Canadian Sensation, the 2 Canadian members of Team Sharpshooter, your DFW Tag Champions. So, we'll be getting that new face out there right away. And maybe get some lucha energy going to open the event as he teams with a junior. Very cool. Good way to start her off. So to complete the DFW Dramatic Fight Wrestling business, you know him, you love him. He is now the newly minted. Notice his green hair, right? Newly minted. DFW Heavyweight Champion, the Baron Charles. And we'll have him defend against the having rested for purely precautionary reasons, blue hair. But he's absolutely good to go now, I think. So, you might be wondering what happened to Ted Axel, the now former $50,000 champion. He has a case for a rematch for this title. He held it for a while, three title defenses. But I'm going to say the traumatic experience of the repeated nut crush submission inflicted on him by the Baron has the wise man not interested in this championship. Okay, we'll get to match 3. The 3-on-3. Done this a few times. So the champions, Team Canada Blue, and they will rematch Team Owens. They wrestled in the previous event, these two teams, and went nearly 30 minutes, which suggests that they're evenly matched. So we'll go again. Match 4 for Canada's Junior Championship. Can Christian finally get this done? Another shot at redemption against the irredeemable Shota, the champion. Match 5, another rematch for Canada's Tag Team Championship. Team Terrible will again respond to the challenge of the Trick Prince and Strongheart, who I think took the champs fairly close to the limit. It seemed like a close match, so I think there's grounds to do this again. Match 6 for Canada's Heavyweight Championship. The King of Canada, Big Titan, freshly off of establishing a record for most title defenses in a single reign for this title. And now we get the real reason Ted Axel opted against rematching Baron Charles. With the missing link out, he's poor. Poor condition there, see on the right side of his profile. Missing link out. There's not much grounds for that rematch right now. Even though I think the missing link should get in there again at some point for this championship. So he won't be getting his immediate rematch while he rests. And the wise man, ever the opportunist, he points out the last time Big Titan lost the Canada Heavyweight Championship was to the $50,000 man. Goes back a while. How far enough is a while? If you wanted to ever revisit that, I got my handy dandy record book here. This goes back a while. According to my record book, March of year 2, which would have been what? Episode 15. January, February, March. Probably episode 15 if you want to go back and revisit Ted Axel becoming the $50,000 Canada's heavyweight champion. And he will try again to be that, to be the man, to be a 2-time Canada's heavyweight champion. So I think based on what's been established here, I think Ted Axel has about as solid of a case possible to get the next title shot. So normally that would be the main event, but there's one more. Ace, Matt Gibson will face Stanley Adams, Satan's general in singles action on account of his partner, Satan's foot soldier, being condition poor. Again on the right side there. Stanley flies solo for now. So I'm content to make this the final match and Stanley Adams very last to come out, because since Satan's general represents hell, and if you were to find yourself there, that would truly be the end. So we'll end the show there. All right. And it will be in front of a large number of people, the show, as you see the very top right there. Audience forecast, we're expecting well over 28,000 as we go back to the rural large setting. This event is just too big for that $15,000 setting, so play in front of a larger audience. And that will determine, I was on the fence about merchandise, and now I know what to do about that. I'm pretty happy with this. Confirm. So we'll head on over to the management. Produce merchandise. As you can see, photo collection is down to 260 stock. Now, I'm just picturing myself standing in the CWP merch warehouse looking at this stack of 260 photo collections. Man, I'd be ashamed just to throw all this out. It's a lot of trash. Tempted just on principle to sell these things off, but the last time we sold photo collections at this venue size, we sold 3,000. So we are just saying no to profit here if we don't throw these photo collections out. So hate to do it, morally incorrect, but this is business. Ugh. Throw out, because we're gonna. It's economically feasible now to make 5,000 for this venue photo collection. So yeah, that's interesting. What it'll cost for us to make 5,000 photo collections is roughly the attendance we're expecting for this upcoming show. So we'll make a new run. Photo collections, 5,000. All right, that is the merch. Speaking of M words, as long as we're managing, we'll go back to the training center. So I may have hummed and hawed last event about whether I wanted to, fix up the lounge again, which is how you try to help prevent trust from decreasing. It's absolutely worth having done it. I had just freshly signing Vampiro and seeing he's got a D trust. And I got a couple other guys with C still who threatened to fall back to D, so absolutely made sense to prop up the lounge. And we will repair all these other normals. Might as well have them working in good condition. Mat work coach. Raise resilience to joint damage, increases durability. Balance ball, train your core to reduce chance of injury. $110 to get, decent balance balls back in the gym. That sounds worth it. Clinic, consult with doctor for health and self-care advice. Sounds very useful. 1,380. Look at that. And we still have a couple guys we're scouring America trying to find. We're not done Canadian up this promotion. There's more. So we will get that rec room back into good working order. Easier to scout wrestlers. All right. Training center is all back to where it should be. I think just about done. Just a minor thing. It's very minor, but I did make an enormously big deal out of it. So we'll take a look. We're going to view title belts. So I don't mind doing. It seems like we review title belts just about every event, but I think it's worth doing. There's always something going on that's interesting with the history of these championships. And we'll just gradually scroll down there. As you can see, the history culminating with Big Titan, our 10th champion. And there's the confirmation, the greatest reign, the greatest single reign as Canada's heavyweight champion. 3 title defenses. Congratulations. And we're good. Let's wrestle. May of year 3. And look at that. Top right, attendance. We actually got more attendance than we expected. We expected 28.7. We got 29.8. We're just pushing capacity there. Awesome. People heard that there's a vampire at the show tonight, and some extra people said, "Hi, I went in on that." And they won't have to wait long. That's match 1. Match 1 for Dramatic Fight Wrestling Tag Team Championship. And it will be contested by 2 Canada-led teams. This is a Can-Mex combo led by Canadian Vampiro. Is this Miguel's first shot at a tag team championship? I believe so. He's been in some matches other than for the junior championship. I think it's mostly been singles action for non-titles. I once spoke of tagging him up with the Canadian sensation because they're masked. And there's Bret Hart, the captain of this all-Canadian team, holding these titles. Now, these 2 men could potentially have crossed paths in WCW. Perhaps not in the ring, but probably knew of each other. Leg drop to the back of the head, Vampiro finally getting some offense going. Jumping headbutt, which I hear he started out with a, well, I read that he started out with a pretty limited repertoire of moves, but he used quite a few headbutts. Jawbreaker. In fact, falling headbutt. In fact, the missing link of our organization, also Canadian, is a wildly prolific user of headbutt techniques. So we might consider tagging them together someday. Make them team weird. Wow. Brainbuster out of the ring. As we have our battle of the masked men. So some rather unsuccessful Irish whips back and forth. Vertical suplex, and Mexico Miguel having done some pretty good work against these heavyweights. Tags in Vampiro. They work together with a double dropkick. Oh, wow. Was that like a back suplex into a rock bottom type move? Whatever it was, looked pretty freaking cool. As we get our first look here together at Vampiro, who high flies like a bat, like a vampire bat, only to crash ineffectually against the mat.
5 minutes gone.
Ineffectually, other than except for having hurt himself, probably. There was probably that effect. These two guys could be tag team partners too. They got sort of that shoulder length, black hair, black pants. Yeah, Canadian. Interesting. Thematically, there's not necessarily any. There's more of the window dressy justifications for that. I'll probably keep it in the back of my mind. And the Lucha team works together there with flying sidekicks. Or kicks to the side of the head. Probably a better way to describe it. Anyway. So a bit of chaos in there as three men try to surprise roll up across the Lit Cola main sponsor logo. Looks like the Sensation might have countered some sort of Frankenstein Hurricane Rana type move into the power bomb, and now we see the Sharpshooter. Trademark move of Sharpshooter Syndicate, which the champions belong to. So I think that might be the Frankensteiner. I think if you whirl around with the guy, that might be Hurricane Rana. That might be the distinction there. Because I feel like I want to use whichever Mexican term, like use the Mexican term for the Mexican wrestler, but don't want to be inaccurate, knowingly inaccurate with the call here. Anyway, double dropkick again by Team Lucha. Working together fairly well, I think, so far. Flying from the top rope. Looked like it might have been a headbutt. Superfly headbutt by Vampiro. Rips his man down with a clothesline, but the Sensation escapes trouble. Tags in the Hitman. Another jarring leg drop. Back of the head. European uppercut. Knee drop. The Hitman is putting moves together. He is the excellence of execution. Jumping headbutt to slow that momentum finally. Flying headbutt from the top rope again. Yeah. Quite a bit of use of the head. Oh, wow, that headbutt was right to the face. Off the top rope. Might be going for another. First one jarred the Hitman into getting to his feet. All four men in the ring at the same time. Swinging neck breaker. Reverse atomic drop. More excellence of execution. Hitman sets up Mexico Miguel for the torture grind submission attempt. Again, center of the ring, near the Lit Cola main sponsor logo. Eye rake to the mask. May or may not have been effective. Frankensteiner into a pin combination. A sensational escape, and now he's going to the top rope. Flying elbow to the back of the face down challenger. Rains down a series of strikes. Standing moonsault. As opposed to the flying one off the top rope. All 4 men in the ring again. Tag. We'll get a gang style going on here. Okay, so assisted powerbomb. The Sensation's calling for a finish. But then he exits the ring because he's not the legal man, so that was kind of pointless. Armbar. As we get into 15 minutes here, probably a good idea for the Sensation to attempt the save, but the prevention is in there by Mexico Miguel. Flying off the challenger turnbuckle. Missed, however, did the Sensation. So double arm sit down powerbomb. 2.9. Tombstone in the middle of the ring as flying kick to the side of the head from Vampiro. Vampiro's calling for an end. An end would mean a title for him on his debut. The flying headbutt. And again, we had all 4 men. Spinning, flying sidekick there by Vampiro. Eats another tombstone, however. Mexico Miguel gets a foreign object involved. Sticking a fork in Bret Hart as if he's done. Sensation makes the save and he's charging up. Goes for that victory roll. Gets booted away though. Oh, I missed the confusion there. Flying headbutt does not land. We're deep in the turnbuckle there. Clearly, that pin attempt is not going to be acknowledged by the official. Running dropkick to the dazed champion. Stepping palm strike of some sort. Charging up that forearm again. But the surprise roll up in the challenger corner. Vampiro's there to cover it. 2.9, that close. Sharpshooter applied by the other member of Sharpshooter Syndicate. We've seen each member employ that hold. Wearing Mexico Miguel down. But he will escape. We have all 4 men in the ring again. The bloodied Bret Hart lands the reverse atomic drop. He's thrown into his own turnbuckle, but he emerges and will make a pin attempt here. 2.9, anyone's title at this point. Both sides have had 2.9s. Oh, the wily Bret Hart escapes trouble there. Oh, but then he eats a low blow. We've seen a lot of flight here. Vampiro has certainly been the vampire bat this match. Just fluttering through the sky. Routinely. Was that a super kick just now? And he'll go again. Walks through Bret Hart's blood on the way. To a flying body press. Another spectacular high-flying move, but we're deep in the champion side of the ring. The breakup on the pin attempt. He'll fly again. That's all he seems to want to do is fly. Effective there. Bret Hart's blood is accumulating around the Lit Cola main sponsor logo. Flying moonsault. Tombstone power driver executed by the Canadian Sensation. Into an armbar, cross face, but we're in the ropes. Man, could we have been just that near to a conclusion here. Test of strikes ends with the tornado clothesline. Drop toe hold. Old school. Palm strike, and then the Canadian sensation brazenly mounts the challenger corner for a sensational superfly of his own headbutt. We'll roll up for that victory roll again, but again, wrong part of town. And Vampiro comfortably in there to make the save. Powerbomb, backbreaker, broken up. Mexico Miguel flies with the moonsault. Cover. Can Bret Hart get there in time? 2.9, he doesn't quite need to. The sensation. Sensationally kicking out of that trouble. Tilt-a-whirl, backbreaker, he's going to fly. Like a flying headbutt. Man, Mexico Miguel might be a corpse there, but still in the challenger part of town. Brass knuckles. I saw them clearly. I'm not sure if anyone else did. Wow, okay, so that was that heart attack clothesline. He's probably watched some of his partner's old matches. His old tag matches. Yet another cover, but we still haven't, at least from the champions perhaps, haven't quite seen a cover that they could really work with. They can get a fair shot at a 3 count here. Anyway, sensational Superfly once again. So now we have a cover on the champion side of the ring. And Bret Hart had it covered to make sure there was no interruption. We still only have to settle for 2.9. The match goes on for a tag match. This is going on a while. Now the sharpshooter applied for the 3rd time by Sharpshooter Syndicate. But in the ropes. Doesn't count. Ref calls for the break. Match continues. 27 minutes. Long for tag. Sit down powerbomb, but while Miguel was escaping the ring, and the Canadian sensation broke up a move there that was intended for his partner. Wild action. Sensational snap suplex. Body slam, running elbow drop. Pin right there in the middle of the ring, but oh! The Canadian sensation got there just in time to intercept that kick. As Mexico Miguel was trying to make the save to rescue Vampiro. Sensation there got there just in time to cover the pinfall. Man, we were very close to the debuting Vampiro winning a title on his first night here at the Canada Wrestling Promotion. We had Miguel Hernandez that close to winning his first heavyweight championship of any kind. But Sharpshooter Syndicate holds on. The Hitman, Canadian sensation. We saw the Sharpshooter, what, 3 times? Good showing by that team in terms of living up to their name. And they live up to the title of champions. Still, DFW Tag Champs. Match 2 for dramatic fight wrestling. Heavyweight Championship. Battle of the Blues here, as blue hair takes the stage amidst the fireworks and so forth. Last we saw him, he was flat on his back outside the ring, having fallen from the turnbuckle. Well, he jumped down, but landed in an involuntary way. Rested for precautionary reasons, and now He's given a shot at a heavyweight championship. Perhaps due. He's been with us a while. But he's got to overcome that man, the flamboyant, the flexing, the fabulous Baron Charles, your DFW heavyweight champion. Ill-advised shoot attempt there by Blue Hair. Flying into the turnbuckle. Sleeper hold. This is the battle of Japanese wrestlers, actually. So how about that for an international feel? We have two ethnically Japanese fighting for a title that was incepted in the United States, and it's currently being contested here in Canada. Why not? We were briefly out of the ring. It's too bad nothing came of it. Always like a good back alley, back street brawl. Call it back alley. It just sounds a little more like this is a fight now. Airplane spin. The Baron going old school. Oh, that's one way to counteract a vertical suplex. The Baron wasn't just looking to try to reverse it or overpower the guy. Just flat out go down low. That's one very effective way to put those big boots of his. He is a member of Sharpshooter Syndicate after all. I almost didn't mention that. We saw the first two members in our opening match. Now the third. Rounding out that three-man team of sharpshooter submission users. The Baron, very wily there, ducking out under that discus clothesline. He was dazed, but he gathered his wherewithal just in time. Now we're back to the airplane spin. Into the blue corner. These two blue men. We'll have a test of strike. The Baron beats his way out of the corner. Both men have it taken out of them, however. And now you're going to see a Phoenix Plex onto the Lit Cola main sponsor logo. Champ is out at 2, however. We're back to the blue corner, fittingly. Why shouldn't we just spend most of the match here? Blue hair. Blue uniform on the Baron. Hang out in the blue corner for a while. Heck, these two could tag. They could easily tag. Different shades of blue, but they're both Japanese. Why not tag up at some point? Now it's the Baron's turn to try some bullying turnbuckle tactics. Eats the dragon screw, leg whip, falling fist. Sharpshooter Syndicate, sleeper hold. Still screwing with the champ. Falling fist sleeper. We're seeing patterns here for the blue hair. He's definitely got a strategy. He's got some sense that certain moves are effective here against this opponent. He's going for it. There's the dragon screw again. Another big ball boot. Back to the center of the ring. Can Charles get in charge of this match? It's looked pretty good for the challenger so far after 8 minutes. Boot to the back. Good agility by the big man, Big Baron. Another dragon screw leg whip. The blue hair must have decided that the best thing he can do is attack the foundation. Seems to be going at that a lot. Old school hip toss. We're back to the Phoenix Plex.
1, 2.
Just 2, however. Discus clothesline. Tornado clothesline, if you will. I think Rest has really agreed with the challenge because he looked pretty good so far. Rolling backsplash. Ooh. Forward. Pile drivers. We approach 10 minutes.
10 minutes gone.
Vertical. Suplex. Oh. Goes down low again with the headbutt this time. That seems to have been one of the Baron's go-to strategies. The low blows. Figure 4 leg lock. So each man has a game plan they're working. And why shouldn't the Baron go to low blow tactics? It served him well to win this championship. Cross face, chicken wings, back suplex. And now a little bit of a pants down, check out my junk. Having a good time in there as the Baron sits on the challenger. Challenger doesn't like it too much. Wow. Rolling. Leg drop from the top rope. Arrogant pinfall cover. 2.9. Flying. Kick to the side of the head. And then the small package on the day's challenger. 2 count. So the Baron, how about these tactics? Agility to escape trouble initially. Circles his opponent. I don't know what kind of confusion or mind game tactic that was. Show of sportsmanship. Leading into the arm bar submission attempt. And now we're into the nut clutch. I think we've seen a pretty good variety of the Baron's varied tactics, let's just say. It comes at you a few different ways. There's that rolling leg drop again. On the top rope. Exchange of strikes. Baron says, nah. Super kick, but then eats the drop kick in return. 15 minutes. Oh. Pants. Into the pants. Pile drive. Good lord. Yeah. Why not get a submission after that? I'm not sure if Blue Hair really wanted to carry on after that experience. You see the backbreaker submission hold. Still your champion. Calling that the bow and arrow? I've seen a bow and arrow and I don't think it's that. I'm just content with backbreaker submission. Just call it what it is sometimes. So, the challenger had a 2.9. Does Blue Hair need to get another shot at this? Especially with a 96%. It was a crowd-pleasing, close match that went a good duration. So, yeah. We'll say Blue Hair, as long as his sharpshooter partners are off separate with their own championship, then, makes sense that Blue Hair should pursue some individual success. But he's unsuccessful this time, as the Baron Charles retains Dramatic Fight Wrestling's Heavyweight Championship. Match 3 for the 6-tag championship of Canada. So again, we'll have 2 Canadian-led teams. As Big Man Complex will physically lead Team Owens down the ramp. Although KO, Kevin Owens, is the actual captain, the actual team leader. Mr. Stoic in the middle. Rounding out your challenging team. Big Mike out first, followed by Omega. And the captain, Wolf Hawkfield. Team Canada Blue. Your 6 tag champions.
Bang! Fight!
Looks like the Wolf was calling for a test of strength there. Kevin Owens just stared blankly and backed off. Now he's been knocked off his feet into the blue corner. Well, Wolf Hawkfield is bullying the challenging captain so far. Wins the test of strength also. Kevin Owens getting some offense going. Headlock. Stomp to the back of the head. Eats an elbow though. Suplex. Vertical suplex. Methodical. Slow moving suplex. Now we got Mr. Stoic in there. Now we'll get our first look at the big man. Not surprisingly, Big Mike wins the test of strength, clubs his man to the mat. Over the Lit Cola main sponsor logo, which Mr. Stoic also uses to plant a DDT. There's another one. Well, now Big Man Complex in there with Kenny Omega. All 6 men have had at least one shot in the ring so far. Big Man Complex was a little more interested in dealing with Big Mike. Maybe you should let that giant go. Test of striking. I'm going to anticipate Kenny Omega might finish this with a super kick. And I was wrong. Seen you use that before. Oh, there's the high kick landed by Wolf Hawkfield. Easier to land on a shorter opponent. Vertical suplex following up. Football charge by Big Man Complex. Short clothesline. Back suplex. But as I say, it's not the size of the dog that's in the fight. It's the size of the fight that's in the dog. And well, Big Man Complex is getting worked over in the corner there. When it comes to being exploited in tag team action, size is less important. The numbers matter a touch more. The Cavalry came in a big way, though. Owen's cousins, both in there to rescue Owen. Number 3. Right. Assisted powerbomb. Big Man Complex putting some power into the action there. Omega with the vertical suplex. Mr. Stoic out of the ring. And there was some serious weight coming around the ring there to try to fight in the alley. Two of the biggest men in this group. Double knee to the face. Sidewalk backbreaker by KO. Wolf Hockfield puts his strength on display, reversing the vertical suplex. And he eats one of his own. So we're 9 minutes in. The previous match went just under 30. So we could be a long ways off from a finish yet. One big man tags off to another big man. Now we have all three big men in the ring. 2-on-1 scenario. Big Mike trying to land that spinning back fist. KO quite conservative in backing off of two men, but he eats it there. Back fist finally landed. Assisted powerbomb again. Owen Miller not shy about employing power moves. Despite his shortness. Rips the much bigger man with a clothesline, and again. He sure fights like he's big. Wow. Some sort of hook back suplex there by Big Man Complex. Oh, KO. Goes low. Pounding Omega where it hurts, obviously. Another sidewalk backbreaker. The half crab. Reverse atomic drop. Arrogant cover attempt here. Probably was never going to succeed, but we do get to get all 6 men in the ring there for our trouble. Death Valley driver. Devastating move executed by Big Man Complex. And the running backsplash by Kevin Owens. Back to 4 men in the ring again, though. The action has been furious and confusing with all these extra guys fighting in the ring at the same time. Wolf Hockfield body slamming himself out of that corner. Well, he did signal that Mr. Stoic was going down, and he put him down with that tornado strike, giant swing. But Eddie's cousin Kevin wasn't just going to stand by. 2 occasions he rescued his U.S. cousin from that giant swing. So as we approach 15 minutes, the match might be about halfway over if that half hour from last event's any indication. The double vertical suplex out of the ring. Wow. Rotating sit down powerbomb by Omega. Deep in the challenger corner though. Very unlikely to succeed. Ooh. There's a super kick that I sort of semi-called for earlier. Arm bar submission attempt. All 6 men in the ring again. Wild action, sit down powerbomb there. Oh, looked like KO was going to tag off. Chose to hang in there, eats the high kick. And the running, flying elbow, reverse elbow by the Wolf. Wow. Release German suplex sends the big Kevin Owens sailing halfway across the ring.
Give up. Come on.
Oh, we get the submission there. Off the Regal stretch type move. STF. Okay, a quicker finish this time. Well, Captain defeats Captain this time in half the time. Roughly, do the champions hold on to this Canadian 6-tag championship? Well, less argument for a trilogy, maybe. But still, 92% match evaluation. It was, we got good value for the time we got. So, yeah, I mean, why not have Team Owens continue to at least be under top consideration? For the time being, though, Team Canada Blue still 6-tag champions of Canada. No title changes yet as we reach match 4. What a time to get our first title change. Because it would mean that Christian, Canada's own, will have done the seemingly impossible, which is to defeat and thereby redeem the irredeemable Shota. Christian's been this champion, but only at Miguel's expense. He's yet to defeat Shota. And Shota has only been on the delivering end of beatings for a while now. Canada's junior champion, the irredeemable Shota.
Fight.
Can Christian finally put it together? He eats a jab there, but counters with the Dragon Screw Leg Whip. As we depart the Lit Cola main sponsor logo, another Dragon Screw Leg Whip. So 2 jabs versus 2 Dragon Screw Leg Whips so far. Shota attempting something a little heavier there, more deliberate right hand. Back suplex. Oh, numerous takedowns so far. As you see the drop toe hold. So far, Shota hasn't really gotten off with his more serious moves. I believe we might have seen an eye poke there. He's too busy contemplating the big picture. I'll do that. Another drop toe hold. Well, we definitely see a strategy so far. Christian is trying to keep the champion off his feet so that he cannot load up as much on power striking. It's definitely one of the champ's fortes. Chop by Christian, then he evades the punch. Huh. Christian has come in with a much more deliberate game plan. It's been working so far, whatever it is. Vertical suplex out of the ring as Shota lands among the announcer desks. He's pissed off now. Comes in with a chair. That's one way to try to change the complexion. He gets a warning from the referee. He does not land any shots with that chair. Not for lack of trying. Again with the Dragon Screw Leg Whip, it's been pretty much all Canadian Christian the Challenger. Oh, that fan of flames though, attempted by the champion. Challenger dropped down to escape it though. Takes the champion down with another Dragon Screw Leg Whip. Vertical suplex out of the ring again. Christian just posed for the camera there. As he was in the ring, he waved perhaps for the benefit of those with flash photography. D. DT. Which he rained down. Oh, the Impaler DDT. Adapted very likely from his good buddy and fellow Canadian Edge. And the closest we saw Christian get this win, the closest to getting the win, he was using the DDT as a go-to move and somehow still didn't win that match. So it's been 6 minutes of Christian so far. He eats a flurry of shots to the back of the head. Another Impaler DDT.
1, 2.
2.9. Pretty early for that sort of result. Near fall. Forearm strike. Shota, perhaps in desperation, dropping down into the crossface, trying to get a new complexion to this match because the challenger has looked quite good. Series of shots to the body, however, floors the challenger, and pounding into the back of the head as the champion looks to settle in here. Headlock into the drop toe hold. Some classic wrestling. Wow. Death drop there. Christian death drop. Flying. Clothesline. Elbow across the face again. Shota misses with a jab, eats another clothesline. Wow, I don't know if Christian's been in the boxing gym and just figure out what can I do about the striking that Shota brings to the table. The unprettier, that's Christian's finisher. We only have 2 count though at the 9-minute mark. I mean, among the many attributes of the champion, Shota has proven to be tough over the course of time. Not easily beat. Another Christian death drop. Goes behind for the unprettier again. Boom! Face first. No sell by Shota. He stands right back up. Perhaps running on adrenaline right now. As the challenger has looked quite good. Is their desperation setting in for the champion? Big haymaker. Powerful left just floors the challenger, who's still reeling from that shot. Eats a massive right hand from distance. Torture grind. Fortunately for Christian, his feet were in the ropes for an early break. Whirlwind striking. Now the champion's starting to have things his way. He's beginning to take over this match. We saw 2.9 quite some time ago from the challenger. It seems like ancient history now. It seems like it's become the champion's match. Just trying to get his bearings and eats another shot. Desperation kick to it's twice now we've seen Christian narrowly escape that ankle lock. Oh my god. Again with those just power straight punches that just seem to be knocking Christian just senseless. There was another one, but Christian was not in the ballpark then. Just a flurry of blows. The irredeemable has been irresistible in the second half of this match so far. Look from that scythe to draw blood. Vicious ground and pound from the rear. Finally, some offense by the challenger. Back suplex folds the champion in half, but he's got to be held and hit now. Draws back, tries to hit a clothesline, misses though. Arm twisting. Both men breathing heavily. Shota goes for the sickle again. Now he got blood. It would hardly be a Shota match without it. And Christian leaves a pool of his own blood behind. He's going to the top rope, however. Frog splash to the back of a downed opponent. Do you believe in miracles? I thought the champ had taken this match away, but the challenger, he weathered that storm. Can you tell I have given up hope? The enthusiasm was kind of drained away as I realized, oh, the Canadians he's gonna fail again, isn't he? But no. Frog splash into the pinfall. He did a lot of good work early on. Great early momentum for the challenger. The champion, not to be just punked out, maybe to no surprise, got his game plan going and made this match far more even. I guess it became anyone's match near the end there. We saw blood again from the challenger, but we have also seen the crowning of a new junior champion. Finally, Christian. Finally. He has defeated Shota. Has he redeemed the irredeemable? Only time will tell, but we have a new champion. Christian, Canada's own. So, 95 is our average match evaluation as we head into match 5. Pretty good standard so far. Now, I hate to jinx it, but Team Terrible matches can be a little on the brief side at times. Although I think when these two teams fought last event, it was something like 18 minutes. Strongheart and the Trick Prince. Two members of the original Jin Dynasty. Jin Dynasty as a three-man organization's on hiatus at this time. There is no current three-man combination led by the Trick Prince. And he'll probably wish he had a third man for this match as he faces Canada's tag team champions, Team Terrible. That being said, though, the Trick Prince and Strongheart did well last month. It seemed like we did have a match. So maybe short result, predictable result, poor match evaluation. Maybe none of that stuff has to happen. As the Trick Prince comes out with a flurry in the early going, flurry of strikes. The Bear tries to end this early with a surprisingly technical athletic wrestling hold. He's a bear. I guess he's been well trained in the finer arts of wrestling. Stuffs that takedown, by the way. Cinches in the standing guillotine choke. The Trick Prince escapes that even before the break. It is early after all. Takedown by the Bear. And Strongheart. Strongheart snapmare. Strongheart snapmare onto the Bear. Look like an elbow death drop by Trick Prince just before he departs. Strongheart snap suplex. Wow. The challenger's looking quite good early on. The Bear might want to think about getting tagged out. He's very tough, and on some level, he's probably thinking it's just a couple of humans. I can take these guys. But the challengers have taken it to him so far. Headlock, hip toss, takeover. The Bear brings things back toward the middle of the ring where he finally tags out. Jason gets in there. immediately instigates a test of striking. Now a terrible face lock by Jason. There's a chin lock. A lot of locks being executed. Jason's going for wear down tactics pretty early. Low drop kick gets floored. Jumping headbutt for the Trick Prince. Eye rake for Strongheart, although the number's starting to catch up to Jason as the Trick Prince lands that spinning side kick, like vertical suplex into the blue corner. As Jason the Terrible reasserts himself, jumping headbutt. Well, Jason has turned things around significantly for the champs. It's like the Bear was having trouble getting some sort of rhythm going. As we saw the falling headbutt just now, Jason has certainly established some stability for Team Terrible. Each series of knee strikes to the hockey mask had some protection for that. So the Bear will get another shot at this. Take two. Those educated martial arts kickings, let's just say. The Trick Prince handling both members of the champions. But now the Bear finally getting a handle on things. The guillotine choke from the ground position. Has won a number of matches, you might say many matches, with that very hold. Still a touch early, even by Team Terrible standards. You'd think that you wouldn't get it. Usually you don't get this early of a result. Strongheart drop kick hits only open air as the Bear is not there. Again. No shortage of agility on display by the Bear. And then he negates that Irish whip. But the pop-up diamond cutter, not to be denied. Incredible show of strength by Strongheart. Goes for the submission. Flying shoulder. As Jason once again comes in the ring to reassert command. With a Strongheart snap suplex. Series of Strongheart slaps. Chops. They're really chops, weren't they? I got carried away with my alliteration. And I put too many S words together. But here's a Strongheart stretch. We have reached 10 minutes, as the announcer lets us know. And once again, doesn't it seem like these challengers are absolutely in this match? He's got Jason tied up in some sort of leg lock. Submission attempt. Jaw breaker, and uses the armor as a weapon. Headbutt to the well-you-know. Now the challengers have something going here. Jason boots his way out of the blue corner. Front face lock, elbow to the spine. He'll get tagged out. I'm just going to say it. Strongheart slap. I don't care if it's chop or not. I mean, it had a slapping sound to it, right? Anyway, armbar from the underside. Jason doesn't seem too concerned, but these are your championship belts on the line. Maybe you might want to care a little bit. Surprise roll up. Strongheart perhaps not surprised as he gets out before the one. Bear to belly suplex slam. Berry to belly. There wasn't really a suplex, was it? But it was a slamming type move. Kind of a belly to belly slam. Interesting. Don't often see it. Anyway, assisted diamond cutter, by the way. The challengers continue to look impressive. One man gang slam to heft the bear up like that. These challengers are putting their strength on display. Normally it's the bear that puts his strength on display. But clearly these Jin Dynasty members, version 1 members, been hitting the gym. Tries to hit that coup de grace, but the bear ain't there. Leg trip to escape trouble. Gets Jason back in there. And the numbers game catching up to the Trick Prince. Gets kicked to the back, or the buttocks. I think Jason kicked his ass there, actually. Literally. Kicked his ass. Tag in, it's 2-on-1, but Jason seems to be handling the handicap pretty well. Suplexes the Trick Prince across the lit cola logo. Shout out to the main sponsor, Powerbomb. Just a 1 count. Looks like the challengers got plenty in the tank here to keep this going. And just dragging the eyeballs across the ropes. Falling headbutt. Vertical suplex Jason. Putting some terrible moves in combination. Speaking of terrible moves, he bangs that hockey mask into the balls. Vertical suplex. Strongheart trying to fight his way out of there. There's a shot to the midsection, but then eats the jawbreaker. And to make matters worse, a bear comes into the ring. Double team clothesline. Wow. Jason posing down while the wrestling bear hits the Chicago Bears football charge. 2.9 count. Assisted powerbomb. Challengers are absolutely still in this. Rolling armbar submission attempt. Terrible Ted's legs were out under the ropes there. Maybe a good thing, because this match is getting a bit far along. Elbow death drop. I wouldn't want to say the bear would ever submit. We've never seen it, I don't think. I don't think we've seen it. But I guess it's possible. I don't know if the bear understands the concept of submission or not. Certainly knows how to inflict it. I don't know if it's ever occurred to the bear that it might ever tap out or say, I give up. We're seeing some amateur style mat wrestling. Reversal. Reversal in the armbar. The I think it might be called it's an arm lock in any case. From the underside. A little miscommunication there. Jason flings is one of the challengers into his partner. Bear Mayor, however. And why not get more confusion going by getting a 2-on-1 situation going again? And well over 20 minutes. Assisted diamond cutter. Goes for the cover deep in challenger territory. The bear can't get there in time. Jason's got to rely on his own resilience there. 2.9. The challenger's that close to unseating these dominant Canadian tag team champions. Hard body slams, got to hurt a lot this late in the match. Vertical suplex, Jason putting some moves in combination. And it might be needed to hold on to these titles. Powerbomb into a pin in combination, but the Trick Prince is in there to make the save. Belly to belly slam. Wow. Look at the challengers go. They're working over both members. Canada's tag team champions. Rolling backsplash from the top rope by Jason. He'll go for a cover, but easily broken up. Football charge. Chicago Bears football charge. The Bear had a chance to stand tall over 3 fallen opponents. He's decided to drop down and behave a little more like an animal. Wow, this is one of the more competitive tag team matches we've seen. Certainly for the championship. Death Valley Driver. Strongheart delivers, and then rescuing his partner only briefly there from Calamity. The Trick Prince is going to go to the top rope. Flying body press knocks the Bear down, but they get sort of tied up in the ropes. No pinning attempt. They go to the turnbuckle this time. Moonsault, but we're in the ropes again. So many times we might have had a finish. But for lack of good positioning for it. Oh, but here's a submission attempt. As it's been so many times. This time it was the neck crank. The Bear looks like he could use a rest. But he recovers in time to celebrate with that. Let's call it bear growling. Wow. Boy, was I wrong about our match evaluation average being in jeopardy, because sometimes the Team Terrible matches can be brief. Not this time. Over 25 minutes? The challengers looking solid from beginning to end got a 2.9 at one time? Wow. I mean, it's now 0 for 2 against the champs, but these challengers have looked like they've absolutely been a threat to this title. So very much this is in play for rematch again at some point. So maybe for the time being, the Trick Prince can get by without a third and without a dynasty, because he's working on, I feel like he's close to achieving something pretty spectacular here. If he could ever captain his way to Canada's Tag Team Championship at the expense of Team Terrible, I mean, easier said than done, but it's been close. For now, still Canada's Tag Team Champions. Canada's own Team Terrible. Ted Titan 3 for Canada's Heavyweight Championship. If you know your history of the Canada wrestling promotion, you recall these two fought a second time later that same year after Ted won and then lost the title in a contenders match in which Big Titan won. So Titan avenged the prior loss, but not really the title loss. The champ, as we see him now, has an opportunity to prove the title loss was a mere fluke. You just got lucky that one time, punk. But if you're Ted, chance for bragging rights. That he has Titan's number when it counts. I was about to say early vertical suplex out of the ring, but the crafty challenger uses his agility to escape that. But not twice. Boom! Vertical suplex out of the ring. Ted Axel gamely and perhaps wisely gets right back in the ring. Doesn't show any signs of weakness, but then he's ragdolled back out of the ring, and Ted is now being pursued. Guess that arm twist shoulder smash is in there. Eats a boot. Big Titan crashes the challenger into the turnbuckle, into the apron turnbuckle, into the. You can call it the ring apron. Yeah, I think so. Anyway, Double arm suplex. Into the challenger corner. It was for an early, kind of arrogant pin. You're not going to win in 2 minutes. Not against a former 2-belt heavyweight champion. Titan hug might soften up the challenger. Titan death drop. We're seeing some of the trademarks here for the Titan trademarks. Double arm suplex again. He's used that move in the past as a wear down move. Go to it regularly. Rodeo arm breaker. Ooh, the wise man wisely sidesteps that Titan spear. Just spelled curtains for a few men here in the Canada Wrestling Promotion. And who knows, might still spell Ted's $50,000 demise. We shall have to see. Going after the foundation there, elbow to the leg. Clothesline back of the head, elbow to the back of the head. The champ showing a vicious streak here. He's got something to prove, perhaps. This is a bit of a blemish on his record. He lost this title to this man before. Power bomb. 2.9, pretty early, 5 and change. Irish whip, old school, back body drop. Another Irish whip, big boot to the face. Hulk Hogan style boot to the face. Another 2 count. Rodeo arm breaker. You know, if you're the wise man, you got to wisely stick to your own game plan here. You can't get desperate. You got to. This is what he tends to do. He attacks the limbs. He wears down the arms and legs and tries to dismantle his opponent. Piece by piece, destroy the branches. Before you work toward the heart of the matter. Crossface chicken wing. Big Titan style is a little more in-your-face power as we see Titan death drop again. Folds him in half with the back suplex. Vertical suplex out of the ring. Champ, all business here. Going out after him. Power bomb. Smashes him down. Vertical suplex. This has just been a brutalization so far in this first 8 minutes. Picks Ted up just to leave him there and say, if you want back in this title match, you can climb in under your own power. Counter punch there. Dragon screw leg whip. Sticking to the program. And looks like Ted Axel had his move stolen there. So we saw the lettering there on the screen, the graphic. Fireman's carry slam. Irish whip into the guard wall. Guard wall slam. Oof. Rotating back suplex. The champion is just all over $50,000 man who's wavering on the outside. Nah, maybe a little desperation after all, which I said that the wise man would be unwise to do. He went into Big Titan's realm, the power realm, and it got reversed on him. Back suplex again. Irish whip into the championship corner. Well, some wherewithal still left in the challenger there as he escapes that sort of avalanche attempt into the turnbuckle. Crossface chicken wing. Trying to wear the champion down, try to take some of the starch out of him. And he's fatigued. But the punishment has been significant. Back, counter, back body drop out of the ring. The challenger's like, oh my goodness, what the heck? I just can't seem to do anything. And Big Titan has done this to more than one person. Not just one, but one in dominant fashion. He's appealing to the crowd, saying, look at this guy. He can barely stand. I'm the man. He eats an elbow to the face for his arrogance. Maybe that's for, in a sense, that's for the best. You're gonna lord it over your opponent. Can't be too upset if he gives you a shot in the teeth. Maybe sometimes it's best just to not taunt. Don't rile your opponent up. Don't give them an incentive to want to beat your ass. Just go about your business. Another Titan death drop. I don't know what that was supposed to be. Another one of those brutal back suplexes. Straight up punch to knock his man down again. Clothesline rips the challenger. Boy. Well, shin breaker there. The crossface. I mean, give the challenger credit. He's doing what he can when he can. He's doing his thing. It's just a question of, is it enough? He goes for that regal stretch right in the center of the ring across. Lit Cola main sponsor logo. Would have been a glorious way to take this title again. Wow, backflip dropkick. But once again, maybe just going for the gusto there, not the best idea. Enters that power realm and gets overpowered. Another backdrop out of the ring. Trying to catch his breath, regrouping. Both men fatigued, of course. As we've hit 15 minutes. Double arm. Sit down. Power bomb. 2 count. Challenger is alive, but there's the super bomb. Choke slam into that sit down power slam. And that's 3. A super finish on the super power bomb to a super performance by your champion. Canada's heavyweight champion still avenges the title loss. Says, not this time, boy. %82 match evaluation, not quite up to the standard this event had set, but I'd say a thoroughly entertaining match. If the evaluation was a touch low, it might be because at times the challenger didn't look like he was in this match. It was a dominant performance. Big Titan has 4 title defenses, gets this one done with authority. And I think with the way the champion's going these days, I think he has thoroughly rebuffed this challenge, and I think it's back to the drawing board for the $50,000 man. This is not his title right now, not nowadays. This belongs to Big Titan until someone can make it not so. Who is that man? Maybe nobody. We'll have to see. There are other challengers out there that absolutely could emerge with a legitimate claim to challenging. We'll see who that is at some point. But for now, still Canada's heavyweight champion, and in dominant fashion, Big Titan, Canada's own. So, top right there, 93% average match evaluation. So we're 7 percentage points away from the perfect event as we go to match 7. Main event, Matt Gibson. I'm sure he was main event Matt back in his glory days in DFW, Dramatic Fight Wrestling, when that was an independent wrestling organization. He's the final wrestler, according to his own old nickname. And in this case, he's in the final match. A little bit of a compensation for him, maybe, after he's been on hard times lately. Lost a bunch of matches over the DFW Heavyweight Championship. It doesn't get a whole lot easier as he now faces Satan's General
Fight.
in singles action because his tag partner is out of action. Body slam to start it off. So I don't know what implications are here exactly with this match. Satan's General presumably will return to team action after this with Team Satan. I guess if you're Matt Gibson, if you're the ace, definitely want to make a case for still being relevant as a single star. He is a star in the in America, the United States specifically. And Ted Axel, who seemed to have his number, no longer DFW heavyweight champion. So, if the ace can get this done, win maybe in impressive fashion, he might have a case to challenge for his old belt again now that there's a new title holder. He's never before faced Baron Charles. But it's, like I say, Tall Order has to defeat the General in one-on-one action to arm drag takedown old school there. Has to win, maybe impressively, to really feel it, to really make the case that he's earned another title shot. The ace is gonna fly. Flying elbow to the abdomen. He emerges from, what is that, the Zaka TV turnbuckle there. One of our sponsors. Broadcasting us internationally. Bringing Canadian wrestling. Different countries around the world. Interesting takedown into a pinning combination, but early and in the turnbuckle. In the red turnbuckle, actually, as I'm sure Satan's General, very comfortable. Red being a color often associated with, the devil. DDT. The ace looking pretty good. First 5.5 minutes. Big boot landed. Vertical suplex toward the middle of the ring. Vertical suplex out of the ring. But not surprisingly, the hero, Matt Gibson, not looking to turn this into a back alley brawl. Sportsmanlike awaits his opponent to return to the ring and lands the falling fist. More top rope action. Definitely adding some elements of the spectacular as the ace eats the vertical suplex. Getting a sense of why he's so popular. He does put on a pretty decent show. Now he's getting shoulder battering rammed. Cross-face chicken wing into the back suplex. Stomp to the back, soften his man up a little more before attempting the pin. Just 2. Short clothesline. Huh, you heard the crowd response there probably. Rotating vertical suplex as the ace tries to get the crowd into this. 2.9. And successfully gets the crowd into it. Even though Matt Gibson's fame is more in the United States, I believe. Superplex! Oh, modified superplex into the... Wow, onto the turnbuckle. That's dangerous. Snap a man's neck like that, dropping him on his head rather abruptly. Thought we were going to see an old school cowboy Bob Orton superplex into the middle of the ring. Anyway, power bomb into the turnbuckle. Anyway, yeah. Even though Matt Gibson's fame is probably primarily in the U.S. as he eats the eye rake, his popularity in America in the more broader sense probably means he's pretty well known in Canada as well. Well liked. Now I call that an avalanche due to the old King Kong Bundy running splash into the turnbuckle. It seems the avalanche term might more be used nowadays for top rope variants of things. So if you don't know King Kong Bundy and you only know top rope moves as being called avalanches, I guess you're descending from a mountain type of thing. That's why I called certain moves avalanches, because of King Kong Bundy's old move. By the way, critical. Wow, the stay busy match for Satan's General while he waits for his partner's return ends in disaster. Resounding. Wow. Rotating powerbomb into the corner, into the turnbuckle. And Stanley Adams could be hurt. Quite likely hurt. If you might recognize that move. I think it was the same move as Big Mike's trademark Elgin bomb. Goes all the way back to the beginning of this promotion. I think it was the same move, only just I'm not sure if it would, since its result is KO, we don't get to see what the name of it was. Maybe there's a different name for it when someone other than Mike Elgin does it. But so we probably won't be seeing Team Satan in tag action next month either. Because Will Stewart's going to come back all fresh as a daisy. Let's do this. Oh, sir, you've got a bad body part. Now we can't. Oh, well. Dems are the breaks. But good for Matt Gibson, though. Some redemption. Because he has to have been down in the dumps after a string of losses, string of disappointments. A long program with Ted Axel, which was thoroughly unsuccessful. Well, he looked good at times, but unsuccessful throughout. Now he has a win. And did I say, if he wins impressively, perhaps this catapults him right back into some sort of title contention. But yeah, a good win in the main event for the Ace. And so we finish with over 90% on the average match evaluation. Pretty cool. And yeah, I think a fairly reasonable result. I mean, Matt Gibson is more of the singles specialist, right? Because he was long-time DFW heavyweight champion. He really more sort of, he dabbled on the side with tag action. So this is really more Matt Gibson's wheelhouse, whereas Satan's General is more the opposite. He's mostly the tag team specialist, not as much in singles action. So perhaps the right person won here. And pretty dramatic way to end the event, at least. With the critical on the finish, the knockout. Perhaps the highlight, though, Christian of Canada won Canada's Junior Championship. And more importantly, perhaps finally gets that monkey off his back, finally gets the win over Shota, who had been thoroughly established as Christian's outright nemesis. Gets the job done now is for the second time. Canada's Junior Champion. Congratulations to Christian. Great success, no surprise there. Big crowd, big average card rating. I'm guessing some big money coming our way as well. We didn't have a huge ticket price. We had an above average ticket price. But to slam this many people into an arena, and I'm guessing merchandise sales probably did pretty well too. So we'll see what we get for cashish. Income over $3 million. That's what I'm talking about. Profit of over $2.5 million. Now that's the kind of pace you can set your watch to. So join us in June to see what's next.